And yeah, that should get us our first level up. Or not our first level up. Or actually, no. Yeah, what am I saying? Our next level up. Although, although what I had on the brain there is that we're actually going to have to do a little bit of farming here. Not in this area, but in the next one. And you know, man, there's so many good ideas in this game that are just poorly executed. I like how they at least try to kind of give a little bit of characterization to the, you know, to your three heroes here, even though it completely fails because you can't tell who's saying what at all. Oh, this area is actually really annoying too because, so you can see it's all suspended over like a bottomless pit. And it doesn't kill you. What happens is you just fall down it, which I'll do right after I kill these guys. I kind of want, like I said, I kind of want to farm some experience shortly anyways, so... Oh, okay, this item that down here, that's a weapon power-up. Those are... yeah, I've collected one of them before. That is a weapon for Triton, I believe, which should be his missile? Or the grenade, whatever they call it. And yeah, that's basically a piercing shot, only it's a long-range piercing shot rather than the short range of his lightning attack. Almost all of Triton's special weapons are like piercing shots, which is mainly what makes them good for bosses. You can get multiple hits per shot, whereas Alcides, I don't think any of his abilities even work on bosses. Or like he's got one, he's got like this ice projectile that I guess I'll show off later, that actually, it hits bosses, but it's dreadfully weak and inefficient, and it, again, has that, really, really stupid, just gigantically long charge-up animation. Okay, well, looks like we might be stuck in here for the long haul, potentially, if I'm going to keep screwing up these jumps. So in general, the winning strategy for this game, though, is to stick with just pick one character and stick with it. And then, of course, that character, if you want to be really optimal, is Triton, because he's just the best out of the three, especially at killing bosses, which are the major roadblocks in the game. As you've pretty much seen already, most of the stages in this game are extremely short and straightforward, and there's not really anything to them. It's kind of reminiscent of... Actually, a lot of stuff in this game is quite reminiscent of Evo Search for Eden, which is another game I've previously Let's Played on this channel, where it's just basically each of the levels are essentially just different little farming grounds for you to basically farm up and gain levels to to clear the actual roadblocks in the game, which are the bosses. But and yeah, so yeah, to that end, actually this is weird too, so this dialogue here is actually quite significant. You need to read this and remember it if this is your first time through the game. Problem is, if you it takes a while for this all to go through, and if you don't stop to actually let that finish, you'll just pass through and not see the rest of it, and that's actually a pretty important hint for something that we'll have to do later on. So that's another kind of stupid thing. That line here at the start of this pillar area just sticks in my mind all the time. I don't know, it just cracks me up. Part of it is just because for the longest time, or actually, yeah, you're gonna see why it sticks in my mind in a moment, because this right here is probably the best farming ground we've got in the game at the moment. So I'm gonna stick around here to farm up a little bit. Reason for that being that at certain thresholds, your character's weapons will get upgraded. And that's basically the main reason. Like I said, a lot of the bosses in this game can be super tedious, so especially for this boss coming up is probably the hardest one in the game, and certainly the most tedious. And for that reason, you're definitely going to want your weapon upgrade before you fight this guy. And I believe your weapons, or you get a weapon upgrade, that is to say, like, your main attack becomes stronger, I believe at 320 experience and 640 experience. So what we're going to do here now is just farm up until we hit 320, and then go ahead and fight the boss. Oh yeah, and actually just to show it off, so at the top of the pillar there, that orange orb that I picked up was another spell for Alcides, so we can check out his Psi Force. And yeah, it's just a pissy little, I don't know, ice projectile. Actually, another slightly cool thing about the game is that your special weapons actually do level up with your characters. If you take the time to level up Alcides, yeah, that piddly little blue projectile that he shoots out will actually get upgraded, and it'll shoot out sort of a wide spread shot of them. I believe he'll shoot out 5 of them at once, I believe, if you upgrade him to max level. But yeah, your characters do level up individually, though. So if you're spreading out your experience evenly, then it'll take you forever, basically, to get your weapons upgraded. And consequently, it'll take you forever to kill all of the bosses. I don't know why I'm actually playing this out like it matters. The fastest way to level up here is to just kill all of these worms here and be done with it, and then just restart. Oh yeah, so the way I'm restarting the level there is if you press start and select together, it just takes you back to the stage select screen. And that's the fastest way to level up here. And we're actually just going to sit through this. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys the full Xardion experience here. God damn it. Yeah, these 4 worms give you, like, I think it's 8 experience a pop. Or you know what, you might as well kill this crab. He's not too long. It doesn't take too much out of my way to kill him, too. And that's basically what the game is, typically, your first time through. You hit a roadblock, and you go back and farm up until your characters get strong enough for you to beat the boss. And that's basically it. But yeah, if you split up your experience between your characters, then you will have no leveled up weapons for the bosses, and they'll just take forever to kill. The fastest way to beat the game, therefore, is to put all your experience into one character who will have, therefore, very powerful weapons that you can actually use to take out bosses quickly. Now, actually, so with that in mind, though, to keep things at least somewhat efficient, you can put your experience on another character, like use another character as your main if you want. Like I said, Triton is the best for many reasons, but just to experiment, just to see, just to prove, or at least test out whether or not the other characters were good for anything. I have actually gone through this game a few times and put all my experience on the other characters. I did a Panthera playthrough, and I did an Alcides playthrough. And that was actually going to be the premise of this Let's Play. First of all, at least that was the idea in the first place, was to make this an Alcides playthrough, since I had already done my Panthera one off camera, and I did a Triton playthrough, commentary-free Triton walkthrough, and I'm actually leveled up now, so we can go fight the boss, but yeah, we're kind of low life here, so I'm just going to suicide, so as to become healthy again. Oh, and another funny thing about the game is that your characters... So yeah, as soon as one character dies, you're out. But you can kind of juggle between them to balance your health bar, and that's usually the tactic you'll use your first time through the game, before you realize that it's all pointless and you should just always use this one character anyways. But what's funny is that when you die, only the person who died gets their health refilled. So if you're actually rotating between characters and sort of balancing out your health loss, you're going to have to suicide with all 3 characters in order to get all your health back for all 3 of them. Which is just stupid and annoying, and is another reason why you just don't even want to bother using the other characters ever. Oh yeah, you can probably barely even notice that Triton's attack got upgraded there too, once he hit 320 experience. I mean, I guess you can kind of notice here that he's killing these crabs in 2 shots instead of 3, and I believe that's kind of the damage boost. Yeah, your leveled up shots do, I think, 50% more damage. So yeah, this is, I don't know, giant enemy crab, essentially. God, that joke is still a thing, isn't it? Or at least it's still in my mind. But yeah, as usual, Triton is best for this boss, just because his ability to shoot up lets you do this. No, none of the other characters have a good answer to this constant crab spawning spam. Although, sometimes your inputs actually stick, and you're just like that. That's actually a problem with the controls in general in this game. I don't know if it's just something with if it's like an input buffering thing, or just... Oh, hey, that was actually faster than I expected. So what we want to do now, in order to kill this boss, you don't actually have to kill all of his pieces. He's got the 2 claws that you can destroy, and he's got the eyes, but you win the fight once you kill the eyes. But I like to take out one of the claws, just so that you can get a nice little vantage point there. And yeah, this is actually a bit trickier. You have to stand back a bit, so I actually want to stop shooting occasionally, just to make sure that I've got my shots ready to take out the crabs. But yeah, Triton, and this is an unbearably tedious boss, because you can't really, or with any other character other than Triton, just because you can't really put damage on the boss while you're dodging the crabs with any of the other characters. It's like they just have to walk back and forth, and it takes forever too, because the game only allows 2 crabs on screen at a time. Ah, dang it, I was really hoping to get him there. Whoa, okay, really don't want to die here, because this, like I said, this is a really annoying, tedious boss. Yeah, I don't really have a good way to get at that other eye there, so I'm just gonna do this. Basically, the faster you kill these crab enemies, the sooner he'll get back to his other wave his claws around like an idiot attack, which is the one you want, which is where you get most of your damage in on the boss. Just because it's completely harmless. Like, really, who's gonna get hit by that? What is it even... Anyways, so that's that. The other characters don't really have a good way to deal with the crabs, though, and they certainly don't have any way to damage the boss while they're dodging them. So this boss, this is an unbearably tedious boss with the other characters. Especially Panthera, especially Alcides. Alcides, so like I said, I was going to do an Alcides playthrough for this Let's Play, and this was the boss that killed that for me. I decided, no, there is no good strategy for beating that crab with Alcides. So I just said, screw it, we're doing a good old Triton playthrough. Which is probably the way the game was meant to be played, for all I know. Oh, hey, I actually got that thing.